Now, Jess Kelly is here to give away some swag for us. How are you?
Very well, how are you?
And you do your Christmas shopping like in September, right? Because
literally,
people send you all the best stuff and you're like, oh, that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so everything's done, everything is wrapped, and I'm just waiting for the 25th now. I'm that annoying person that does it all, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fair play.
We might actually just get you to turn on your mic there, Jess, in between. But I'm very
Call
intrigued
yourself
by
a technologist.
I thought it was on, it's saying it's on. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Is it not working?
Now?
We're getting some sound issues here.
Oh.
That's the miracle of live TV, folks.
The all issues of. It's all good now, is it?
Yeah.
Am I on? Am I actually on?
We're good to go.
We're good to go. Thankfully, we've sorted that tech. But the one thing I wondered is, do you buy tech like for your close people every year? So you buy non-tech?
I can't buy tech for people because then everyone's like, oh, is it a freebie, is it? So you just like re-gifting, which I don't do. I bought one tech gift for my niece, who's going to be 3, and I bought her a tablet because she likes having a tablet. So I got her a tablet, but other than that, everyone else is non-tech.
Right, okay, that's thoughtful. If my job was to just look after tech all the time, I would.
I'd be like, here, listen, I've got this cool, amazing free stuff.
You can't do that.
You need to be grateful, though. Well, think of the 1,000 people I could give this to. That's how I would do that, no?
Maybe. I kind of just give stuff to people anyway. Like, we're giving loads of stuff that came in to people today. I kind of just share it out.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just a nice person.
Yeah. I mean, most people just stick it on eBay and make a fortune out of it, but I guess that's...
Again, nice person.
You know,
Can't
not
do
the most ethical. I mean, we're all about the ethics here, right? Justin Gatlin and all those people. You should sell the stuff on eBay, yes. You might be able to buy some EPO.
Wow.
Yeah, we should move on quickly.
Yeah, what have we got here? So
sorry, hang on a second. Do you know what that is in his hand?
No, but it looks vile and it smells
disgusting.
weird.
Yeah,
it actually smells terrible.
Yeah,
it tastes quite nice.
We've come full circle here.
I've had a cup of coffee as well as Carabao this morning, so I'm absolutely wired.
What is it?
It is an energy drink, which contains ingredients none of which I understand. It's got
taurine. It's
taurine,
yeah. So
are they not bad for your heart though?
Oh yeah, my heart is absolutely thumping right now. It's going
I was wondering why you're twitching so much under the desk. Yeah, it's not healthy.
But
and he's got the flu.
Yeah, that's it. Just use the caffeine to get over the flu.
Yeah, healthy.
While I have them here in front of me, I want to ask you what a HP sprocket is, because I've heard this term so many times. What is it?
This is my favourite thing of 2017, my favourite gadget. It's a little printer that hooks up to your phone, and then you can print off photos, and they're small, like really cool little photographs that you can put either as stickers or you can just hang them up around your place. So my entire apartment is covered in these. All of the Christmas presents that I've wrapped, I've personalised this year with little photographs.
All right.
Stuck them on, again, make and do merry. It's just really cool. So it's €159, but we're going to give one away as part of our OTB AM little bundle of joy.
How much did you say, sorry?
159 if you want the gift box, or 149.
And so I presume it takes like those picture things, like the paper that you use for them,
so the idea with
regularly available?
Yes, it is absolutely regularly available. It's a little bit expensive for the paper, but I would highly recommend, if you're going to get some, to go on Amazon and bulk buy them. The cool thing about this though is you just need to buy the paper. You don't need ink, because the ink is stored into the paper, so it bleeds out. So the image is kind of burned onto the paper and the ink bleeds through.
So it is special paper.
It is special paper, but it's not. It is widely available in any of the shops where you'd go into. But I said Amazon is by far the cheapest place to go.
Okay, cool. So that is the printer that's been getting rave reviews that everybody keeps asking you about.
Yes.
So what else are we giving away?
We're giving away the Fitbit Ionic, which is what Owen had. Do you remember we did our wearables thing a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
So it's one of the more higher end ones, I suppose. It's €349. In some places, $339 if you shop around, and you can store music in it. So again, if you want to wear the wireless headphones we were talking about last week, you can store music into it. It'll monitor your heart rate, how much you sleep. It has training videos. It's pretty class. So that's also in a little bundle of joy.
Yeah. You don't use these?
I don't. Do you know why? And it's the biggest issue that I have in my life, is that they all require different chargers.
Yeah.
So I have, like at home, I'd have 2 laptops, I'd have a desktop, I'd have like my phone, I'd have a spare phone, I'd have all these different things, all of which require different chargers.
Yeah.
And I just don't have the time for another charger. So until they come with like a universal charger, I'm just not going to have one.
So if they all just worked off micro USB or whatever the flash equivalent is, it's very annoying.
It's USB-C, isn't it? Micro USB-C.
Whatever the OnePlus uses is like the only people who have them are OnePlus users, and like they're great and they charge in half an hour and it lasts for a day, but it's like
It's a pain in the face.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, and you know, again, the one that Dave McIntyre has, because we were talking about Dave Mac a few weeks ago and his one, like that one does kind of charge it, but he was saying the same thing, that, you know, if he uses it for 5 days and then he has to charge it and then he might be away at a match or something like that, so it could be 3 or 4 days before you put it back on your wrist, which It just, for me, because of the way I am with all my different cables, I just don't need another charger in my life.
Where do you get the sprocket in Ireland before Christmas? Asks Ian Brown.
They're kind of
Stone Roses. How, Ian?
How you? They're kind of sold out everywhere because we've been raving about them so much.
All right.
So this may be one of the last ones.
Right.
But they are usually available from Curry's PC World, DID, Harvey Norman, basically anywhere. But they are in high demand, so this is probably one of the last ones.
Okay, right.
Just on the Fitbit, top pro tip to whoever the lucky people are to get these hands on this: buy the Bluetooth headphones, because it's a game changer. It's a real and they're obviously a fraction of the price of the Fitbit.
Yes.
And you're getting the Fitbit for free viewing it. So go and buy Bluetooth headphones, even just the cheap ones, because that's how you get the best out of that one, especially if you are out and about and you're running or walking or whatever you do. I presume Dave Mack has his Bluetooth.
Yeah, so if you want a recommendation, Ian Taylor, the former Aston Villa footballer, was in a couple of years ago, and his PR person brought in a pair of Ian Taylor headphones, and they were amazing. They were unbelievably durable and they worked perfectly. They were the best Bluetooth headphones that I've ever had. He got a pair since, and I think is still using them, and eventually they break because you sit on them and whatever, but and they're plastic, so of course they're going to break. But if I was ever to recommend a pair again, I think they're a little bit more expensive, so I've bought cheaper ones since and been like, why did I do that? That was so stupid.
Yeah,
such a cheap ass.
That's what happens with these things, unless you invest in, you pay a bulk at the time and it does kind of stand the test of time, whereas if you go cheaper, even if you say €120, although it's a lot of money, it's not a whole house in the grander scheme of things, and you'll end up spending 120 3 or 4 times when you should have just spent like 400 quid for a time rent.
Cost per use, there you go. That's the way to do that.
Yes.
Okay, so we're also giving away an air fryer from Murphy Richards.
No, we're not giving that away, we're going to talk about that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, we're going to give away, we're also giving away, our final thing that we're giving away is a 3 phone. So this is an own brand phone from 3 and it's class. So if someone's looking for a starter phone or again a gift, we have this and a SIM card out on my desk which we're going to give away to someone. All of these are in the little swag bag, and then if you don't win these, we're also going to have our gift guide recommendations up on offthewall.com. So for people who don't win this but still have to buy stuff for their friends and family.
I've never actually heard of this one. Is it fair to say that the own brand phones sometimes are a little bit maligned?
They get a really bad rep, and I don't know, it's the same with Huawei. Have you heard of Huawei before?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that's a smaller brand, and the Huawei and the own brands don't get as much recognition as they should, because they don't have the budget of Apple and Samsung to the PR. But Vodafone have a few own brands.
Send you guys on junkets, basically.
Shut up.
That's how it works.
Anyway, I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, but the 3 brand, this is their first outing of their own brand smartphone, and it's actually really, really good. So it's a 5-inch screen, quad-core processor, 8-megapixel camera, 8 gigs of storage. You can boost that up with an SD card if you want, and a 2,200 milliamp battery. What does that mean? It means it's a deadly phone. It's very, very solid. It's quite basic in terms of Android. It's not going to rival the Samsung Galaxy S8 or whatever.
I found that Samsung, after a long period of time of using them, was a real pain, because it had so much Samsung crap on it that it slows down. It eventually just clogs up as you start to use it, whereas at least with the OnePlus they have one app on it which you can delete and it's fine. It's completely devoid of stuff. So I also found that 3 tended to put a lot of stuff on from their own stuff too, which if I could just delete, I'd be much happier with.
You can do that now, even on the iPhone 7, all the phones, they used to do that initially just to try and get you into their different ecosystems, because it wasn't as well built as the Apple ecosystem where everything just works really nicely. So the different companies try to do elements of that, but now the option is there to delete all the bloatware. Anything that you don't want, you can delete. I think Sony are probably the biggest offender for that. They have gorgeous phones, but anytime I use them, you do spend half your life trying to delete the apps or scrape that stuff away. Yeah,
I find HP computers are fairly similar over the years as well. It's oh God, why do I have to use your crap? It's so stupid.
It is so stupid. It's very frustrating. But again, they're learning that that's not a good way to be, so they are kind of stripping some of that back. But it takes a while to do.
All right. So we are going to talk about the Murphy Richards air fryer.
We will
not give one away.
We're not going to give one away.
Why do you like these?
Well, so again, we've done a lot about health tech and fitness tech and how to get fitter in 2018, and a lot of people will go and join a gym in January and then give up by February. The air fryer is something that will actually change your eating habits. So what it is, for those who don't know, it's like a big old box that sits on your counter, and you put all of your food into it, and it reduces or removes how much oil you need to cook your food.
It's an old school deep fat fryer made for the 22nd century.
Exactly it. So like I can't cook at all. I'm literally the worst person in the world. What I do is literally just throw stuff into this, turn it on, and then it magically cooks it. And
so no oil required at all?
No, I don't use oil at all anymore.
Okay.
Like predominantly because I don't know how much to use. But I've been using one of these for 2 years now and never ever had an issue.
I think you can use a teaspoon, isn't that it? Or like half a teaspoon, isn't that generally the...
I literally don't know.
So what are you cooking in it?
Like everything and anything, from like chicken wings to like potatoes. We make, chop up some pita breads, throw them in, turn it on, you've got little tortilla chips.
Okay, yeah.
Like everything and anything has been tried and tested in my apartment, in my air fryer, and I have yet to find something that doesn't really work. It's class. It's only €79.
Another Dave McIntyre reference here. Like, would he, for example, to make his protein muffins even healthier, just throw them into the air fryer? And
absolutely, yeah.
That's incredible. Because, like, you think deep fat fryer, you think chips, and that's kind of it.
This is kind of like the healthy version. We should actually get one in and do like a little cooking slot, I think, in the new year. It'd be kind of fun. Get Dave Mack to do some of his healthy recipes.
Well, definitely, yeah.
Dave Mack's muffins.
Yeah, well, it's talking about things that are pungent. It's not just carbohydrate. Like when one stays in the opposite end, you have his protein muffins.
The other thing, a Chromecast. We're big fans of Chromecast on this show in particular because this is the future of this show, where people are kind of sitting at breakfast and they're like, I want to watch this on TV, and you press the button, lo and behold, we're on your TV.
You were on my I was home from work sick yesterday, and I went into the sitting room, and you were booming around my sitting room because of the Chromecast.
There you go. So we just need to convince everybody that this is a worthwhile investment, and it's really cheap.
It's €39. It's honestly, so I've had one of these for 2 years now, and it's the best 40 quid I've ever spent. What it is, for those who don't know, it plugs into the HDMI port of your TV. So even if you don't have a smart TV, you can just plug it in, and anything that you can get on your phone can be streamed onto your telly. So whether that's Netflix, YouTube, your photographs, Spotify, OTB AM, like all of the good stuff that you want to be watching can just be streamed up.
Even if you do have a smartphone, so I watch a lot of stuff on Vimeo, and the Vimeo app on Panasonic hasn't been updated. They're like, no, this isn't really, not enough people are doing this for us. So actually for stuff like that, it could be really useful too. So for things where your smartphone, the apps on a lot of the smartphones aren't actually as good as the apps on the phones, and a lot of them, they haven't invested the time and effort into building them, because basically it's Netflix and YouTube is all that
that's where the money is,
and that's all that the smart TVs think that they're going to need. So up until this point I was kind of like, why do I actually need one? But it turns out just to make sure that your viewing experience is like, yes, I want to do this, and I can do it for some things but not others.
Yeah, I think it's a complete game changer, to be honest. Even just like simple things that, say you go back 5-6 years ago, and if you're at a house party or whatever, everybody's using Bluetooth speakers. Bluetooth speakers are a thing of the past thanks to Chromecast. People just put the tunes in their TV these days.
Pump
up
really
TV
easy.
to full volume. And for 40 quid, as you say, it's the best 40 quid you spent. It's the same with me. I think this is the best invention this decade. It is definitely the best tech thing I've ever bought with regards to the price.
Yeah, no, it is.
Chromecast is a game changer.
Going big and going home there.
Yeah.
Best invention of the decade.
Well, like per price, per euro spent. Like,
rowing back furiously.
Well, no, that's what I said the first time as well. Like, if this was 150 quid, I'm like, fair enough. But it's 40 quid, and I'm like, fair, that's just ridiculously good value.
But I think if some people are going to be going out and like maybe thinking of buying a new TV in the sales or whatever, I mean, there's going to be a lot of TVs pushed at you that do have different versions of operating systems and smart apps and all that kind of stuff. If you don't want to spend the extra few quid on getting a smart TV, just get a really nice 4K TV and a Chromecast.
Yeah.
Save yourself a few £100.
So hang on, sorry. A lot of TVs that are 4K, I would have assumed they were all smart TVs, but they
don't all have the smart OS in it. Yeah, so like you can go down that route, which is like, I bought a TV a while ago, and I did get one with the thing just because I don't know why I did. I just did.
Work.
For work, yeah, obviously, research. But yeah.
Tommy, we have 3 competition winners. We just need to decide which prize they're all getting before we actually tell them. Okay, we're going to do a lucky draw after. So basically we've 3 prizes. It's not a bundle of everything that you're getting. You're getting one of these 3 things, and we have 3 winners, and we'll decide afterwards which of the things they've won. Okay, that's a bit complicated, but anyway, that's how it's going to work. So Phil at Jabby Rabbit on Twitter, you've won something. Paul Conlon on Facebook, you've won something. And Roisin Gale on Facebook, you've also won something. Our 3 prizes are the HP Sprocket, the 3 Prism
HD
and
the Fitbit Ionic.
the Fitbit Ionic. So you remember the chance of winning something you can't get anymore in the shop, something that we highly recommend, and also a brand new phone and a SIM card. So well done to the three of you who already won something. So the Fitbit Ionic is with thanks to at Fitbit Ireland, the HP Sprocket is from at HP, and the 3 Prism HD smartphone is from at 3 Ireland. So the last thing we're going to talk about is augmented reality.
Yes. So last year, remember we had the Samsung VR unit in studio, and JP was there. Yeah, so JP was walking around a golf course while sitting in his chair. We've kind of come on so far now that it's beyond virtual reality, it's augmented reality. And so what that is you put on a unit, so it's kind of similar concept. You put on a helmet thing, you put your phone in, and suddenly stormtroopers can walk through your living room. So we were playing around with this last week. It's the Star Wars Jedi Challenges from Lenovo. It's 250 quid, and you basically have a lightsaber in your hand, the AR unit on your head, and the characters in the game come through your actual setting. So if you were to put it on now, a stormtrooper could be in the studio with you and you have to fight them. We were playing it in the office last week and people looked insane. But it is good fun. So if you're into that kind of thing, AR is where it's going to go. Like it may seem a bit,
you can see a lot of people having bad delusions though, that this is so reality and so lifelike that like.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's the guy in the first season of Peaky Blinders who kept getting chased by people in the war. It's like, actually, I'm being chased by Darth Vader. It's real. Like, you are really being chased by Darth Vader because you're wearing that headset.
Are you saying this is going to make people go insane?
Yeah.
Well, there's that element, but then let's just look at the positive for a second. Come on. What we could do, like, you know what, the way when you have people on your Skype calls, instead of them being on your Skype call, next year what they're going to be doing is sitting here where I'm sitting whilst also being in wherever they want to be in the world. You'll be able to see them. It'll be like they're in the room.
Kevin has to put a pair of trousers on.
Well, if he's sitting behind the desk, he should get away with it. But you know what I mean? It's that
dystopian.
That's where we're getting to with this. So I think this is obviously a gamified introduction into it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's an interesting, like, we're going to see more of this stuff next year.
Totally, because there's a product at the moment that you can see doing the rounds. There's video of it where you can actually walk onto a field, like it's a football match, and you can walk onto the field while the game is being played and look around.
Oh yeah,
and see the whole thing.
All that kind of stuff, yeah.
And it looks a bit ridiculous. It was in a doorway. I don't know if you've seen that one. So you can walk around behind the door and there's nothing there. Obviously the camera does a 360 around the door and then you go straight and you walk onto the field.
That's
I haven't seen
class.
it. It is, yeah. It's how we're going to watch sport. Like, the Thursday night football in America is under a lot of pressure at the minute because the games have been shit, and also because the players don't really like playing on a Sunday and then doing the same thing again on a Thursday because they end up getting loads of injuries. But what they did this year to make it really interesting was put the sky cam in so you get the same view as the quarterback, which is effectively what they're trying to do. It's like the next stage will be we're in the quarterback's head watching how badly he's throwing the ball, but the TV coverage is starting to improve really, really quickly. So
that is quite cool. But we're going to see more and more of that, like, over time. Like, we're going to, you know, like, it's a basic thing, but like the ref cams, they're going to become more decent, and you're going to be able to understand what they're saying and it won't be as shaky.
Yeah.
But all that sort of stuff is going to transform how you watch sport. Like, in terms of music, Paul McCartney developed a VR app years ago, and you could put on a VR headset, put headphones in, and suddenly you're standing in the middle of a crowd at one of his gigs. And you're completely immersed because, you know, you can hear the music really well, and you can look all around you, you can look up, you can look down, and it does feel like you're at a gig. So if you just think of that example and how it could transform, like, you may not ever have to leave your house again.
Yeah.
Be fab.
Yeah, or terrible, depending on how.
Stop being so negative.
No, it's interesting. Like, we don't have a clue how this finishes or where it takes us.
No, and what's really interesting at the moment is if you look at how much former Facebook executives are kind of rowing back on and being honest about how bad Facebook is really for all of us. They're kind of saying, you know, I feel guilty for the part that I played in developing this. But it is all getting a bit Black Mirror because, like you say, we don't know where we're going to end, and it just seems that maybe Charlie Brooker knew a lot more than
I've only started watching Black Mirror.
It's very grim.
It's a documentary of the future.
It basically is. It put me off wanting to do anything to do with technology, but then
here we go. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that latest offering from Off the Ball. If you want to subscribe, and you should, check out just up here. All our latest stuff is just down here. Generally, knock yourself out.